Hello travelers, I'm Timothy French, and today I'm going to show you how to change the outside ambient air temperature sensor for a RAM ProMaster 3500. I'm sure it's the same for all the other ones. Yeah, my RV REV's built on the ProMaster chassis, and I noticed on my dash there, I noticed the temperature was showing about 15 to 20 degrees warmer than the outside temperature. So I didn't think much about it because I didn't know what it was for. I just thought it was to let you know what the temperature was, but come to find out it threw the code. I think it's P107 or something like that. But anyway, it's a sensor code. And that thing is tied into your computer, and it adjusts your fuel and things like that for however hot it is. I guess the density of the air and all that. And it affects your air conditioning and heat in some way too. And I did notice my air conditioner acting up a little bit. So anyway, I decided I was going to change that thing. I went online to find out where the sensor was, and in most of the videos of other cars, it's up in the grill there. You just pull it out and buy the little $14 part and plug it back in, you're good to go. But the brilliant scientists here who built the RAM ProMaster, and of course I imagine their corporate overlord, said, hey, that's too easy. Let's embed it in the mirror and make it where it's hard to get to, and maybe people will just buy the whole dang mirror instead of the $14 sensor, and we'll get a few $100s out of them. So that's what they did. I watched a couple of videos on it, and most people I saw doing it took the whole mirror off. You have to disassemble all the panels on the inside of the door and then pull the wire out, and then you got to try to figure out how to disassemble the mirror. And I never saw anybody got that far. One guy just bought a whole new mirror. Another guy cut the wires that come up through here, that come out and come up in through here, and he just attached a new sensor to the bottom, from what I could tell. That wasn't good enough for me, so I said, I'm going to figure something out. So I snatched this bottom mirror off. You can take both of these mirrors off by pulling them backwards. Really careful so you don't crack them. And what I saw was this little piece right here. Now, I got it cut out now, but it was molded at the time. You couldn't get to it. And I was frustrated because it would have been very easy for them to make that be a little plate with some screws, either on the top or the bottom. Right here's where you'll be able to see it. There's a little hole right there. The little nub ain't sticking out right now because I got the sensor pulled up. But anyway, I said I'm either going to tear this mirror up or not, and I started cutting on it. And what I did, I took this tool right here, and I cut as much as I could all around the bottom there. Now I took my Dremel tool, and you can see here, I took some different size wheels, and I did my cutting as best I could, and got it all cut out there, and took a little flat screwdriver, worked my way around and popped this off. And there it is. There's a sensor right there. It's normally sitting through that hole like that though. And then I pulled it out, took a look at it, said, oh well, ain't much to it. No wonder it's only $14. Went on Amazon, got to look around. I couldn't find the exact part number for it. I found the part number, but they didn't sell it on Amazon or anywhere else I could find. So I went on the Dynamax REV forum they got on Facebook, and somebody gave me a parts number for one that went on a Fiat that was the same thing. So I got it coming, and when it gets here, I'm going to show you how I do it. I'll do it when it gets here, but I'm going to cut these two wires, put the new sensor on, mount it back in this hole here. It had a couple little, it was molded into it basically with these little plastic pieces. I couldn't find a way to slide it out, so I'm going to have to tape it in or glue it on. We'll see when the part gets here today. Anyway, if this works, it's a heck of a lot easier than everything else I saw, so that's why I wanted to make this video. So as soon as it gets here, we'll continue on with it. Okay, the new sensor come in. I've already got it wired in. This is the old one I cut out. Did you see that? It looks just like the one I got from Fiat. I can't hardly see because my screen's blinded out there, but anyway, there it is. Hopefully you can see it. One wire has a black stripe on it. Let's see if it'll focus. There's a black stripe on there, and so I just lined these two up like that and wired the right one to the black stripe one. So it should be good. There's the hole right down in there. See if you can see that. Sun's got me where I can't see nothing. See that hole right there? Got some little clips on the side, so I'm gonna try to push it back down in there. There was another piece of plastic across the top,
but I had to break it off to get it out. So let's see if we can get it down in there. Okay, I was able to do that. It pushed down through that hole and snapped into place. So I thought I was going to have to maybe glue it down, but I didn't. And there's a little piece of the plastic that was on top left that I bent back, came over the top. So it doesn't look like it's going to pop out. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Get you one shot. It's hard for me to see with the sun shining, but I think you can see it in there, hopefully. So yeah, just splice them two wires together. It comes with some heat shrink that you can shrink around the two wires when you splice them together. You can't see them now because they're up under the plastic. But yeah, I'm going to test it out and see if it works. The sensor's back down in the hole now, and I've already put the plastic piece that I cut out back on top, and I've used some black silicone all around it to seal it off. And I use silicone instead of glue, so if I ever need to get back in there, I can just peel that silicone back off. And so when I pushed it down in there, it locked into place. I didn't have to tape it down or nothing, and I actually had enough of that little plastic piece on the top that I was able to bend it back over. But even without that, I don't think it was going to go anywhere. So after I did that, went in, got in the vehicle, cranked it back up, and it was still showing 111 degrees. So I cut the vehicle back off, and then I went in and to my battery and unhooked the negative cable on the battery and let it sit for 30 minutes to clear the computer out. And if you don't know, on the driver's side, under your feet, if you pull the carpet up there's a access point, and that's where your battery's at. Just pop that off, take your negative cable off, and let it sit for 30 minutes, and that'll clear everything out. That's what I did. And then I got back in and hooked it up and put everything back in place, and then I cranked it, and it was working perfectly. So I hope this helps you out. This looks to be the easiest way to do it to me. So if you got those two tools, of course, you don't have to spend any money. You just buy the $14 part. But even if you had to buy those tools, I think I've paid $50 for the Dremel and less than $50 for the other one. So that's still cheaper than the whole mirror or paying somebody to do it. And then from that point on, you'll be able to fix it if you need to. So all I got left to do now is snap the mirror back on, which is what I'm going to do after this dries. But anyway, I'll let you go, and I hope this helped. If it did, comment below and say it did. I appreciate it. Y'all take care.